Ready, Lisa?
Good.
Okay. Time is 5:01, and I'd like to call the Board of Directors meeting to order. Lisa, could we have a roll call, please?
Director Sauter,
Here.
Director Rice,
Here.
Director Crowdy Simon,
Here.
Director Lappy, here, Director Casey,
Here.
Board Chair Raha,
Here.
Superintendent Norman.
Okay, thank you. Meeting's called to order. We have a quorum. Item number 2 is public comment. Anybody out there who wishes to address the board? Seeing none. Recognition of any guests or visitors who wish to address the board? Seeing none. Item 4 is a motion to approve the agenda. We have some changes to the agenda in addition. Under personnel, item B is a motion to approve the hiring of Mr. Kent Michael Ferdine as Facilities and Grounds Operations Supervisor effective July 15, 2022. Item C, under personnel, a motion to approve the Facilities and Grounds Operations Supervisor Agreement.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, agreement between ISD number 695 and Mr. Kent Michael Ferdine for the period of July 15, 2022 to June 15, 2023. And item D is a motion to approve the hiring of Mrs. Carla Winter as the pre-K-6 principal effective August 8th, 2022. And also under business. I don't know if this is in your packet, but item E in that is a motion to award the bid to INAC Incorporated for the food service management contract for the 2022-2023 school year as presented.
That's it. That's in here.
Okay, all right. Okay. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the agenda as amended. Motion by Shelley, is there support?
Support.
Support by Cindy. Comments or questions on the agenda? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5 is reports. Item 8 is the superintendent report. Mr. Norman.
Stephanie Jensen and I just had our launch meeting with Scott Hutton with Smart Labs. We got to move up our install to mid-August and our training to mid-August, which was good, so it didn't cause an issue with the start of the school year and also in-service days. So they were able to adjust and meet that deadline, I hope, which was good news for us. The Chisholm Elementary has been offered up to the city to use during summer rec due to weather-related issues. They've been having problems with the floor at the curling club with condensation and humidity issues. So they just redid the floor in the gym, so hopefully it's available shortly if they do need it. It looks like our temps have tamed down a little here, but that wouldn't be a problem if we had to house the kids here. We can accommodate. Proliftic was the choice by the NLC and its member districts. There are 10 members as a software system to organize all of our multi-tiered system of support work. Chisholm was the first to migrate all their data and align it with PowerSchool. We will have continued meetings for administration and training over the summer for a launch this fall. And looking forward to that system. Had an email sent to me from Jamie Johnson that I want to read real quickly. It says, Mr. Norman, I just wanted to provide an update on the training I completed today. Perkins paid for me to attend Briggs & Stratton factory service training. Cost of the training was $1,000. During our 4 days of training, we were taught how to teach and service technicians to tear and rebuild engines. At the completion of the training, Briggs & Stratton donated all 10 engines for our small engines class. The value of the 10 motors is over $3,000. That was good news. And today marks 1 year in the books, and thank you everyone for a year of serving in schools.
Thank you.
Any questions for Adrian? Okay, thank you. Okay, item 6 is a motion to approve the consent agenda. It consists of the minutes of the June 13th, 2022 regular meeting. We have a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Jackie, for support. Support. Support by Mark. Comments or questions on those minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving to personnel, item A. A motion to accept the resignation from Don Lalonde as boys varsity track coach effective June 15th, 2022. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Jackie, or support?
Support.
Support by Cindy. Comments or questions?
I just want to thank him for all his years here.
Yes.
I know he was a good coach to a lot of kids. That's nice that he wants to also be a helper.
He did say he would volunteer.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Makes it a little-
the head coach job.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to accept the resignation of Don Lalonde as the boys varsity track coach. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Item B is a motion to approve the hiring of Mr. Kent Michael Fredine as the Facilities and Grounds Operations Supervisor effective July 15th, 2022. So we have a motion. So motion by Mark, support?
Support.
Support by Shelley. Comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item C, a motion to approve the Facilities and Grounds Operations Supervisor Agreement between ISD number 695 and Mr. Kent Michael Fredine for the period of July 15th, 2022 through June 15th, 2023. Is there a motion?
So moved.
By Jackie, and the chair will support. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, a motion to approve the hiring of Mrs. Carla Winter as the pre-K 6 principal effective August 8th, 2022. Do we have a motion?
So made.
Motion is by Shelley. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Danielle. Any comments or questions?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I do. I'm sure, I'd like to thank those on the interview committee. I'm sure they did a very thorough job. However, being that this is the responsible authority for the hiring, it would be nice to at least see the resumes of this winter and possibly the two other top candidates, so I can make an educated decision.
The role of the board is not in interviewing principals.
I understand that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I understand that.
So Superintendent Norman had 10 people, and they're listed here, that interview teachers, paras, everybody that's involved with the district. And they came with a recommendation for Ms. Winter to be the principal. So I understand your concern, but I think where we're at here is the people who interviewed the candidates made a decision. And I think again, I didn't look at these either, but they did. And they are the ones that are making this decision to hire. And it is up. The only thing we do is hire him and discipline him and review him. Everything else is through him and through the principal. So I appreciate your concern. I do. I understand that. But I think we trust the people that were on the committee.
And I'm not questioning their judgment. I just think that this is the ultimate authority that does the final hiring. Because let's just say if it didn't work out, they're gonna come back, they come back to the board to say, this winter isn't working out, or
And I can honestly say that at all trainings that I have been to, their advice is not to get into that hiring and any of that
yeah.
by the MSBA.
I'm not
Yeah.
into the hiring, I would just like to see the qualifications,
But then what?
and we do the hiring here. We don't do the interviewing, and I understand that. I just had a brief conversation with Robbie, and that's how I feel.
Okay. Well, and again, if you get elected, you get to go to MSBA training. And they'll explain the whole thing, but I understand your concern, and I do appreciate what you're
I had the
thinking.
same questions when I.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve the hiring of Mrs. Carla Winter as the pre-K 6 principal, effective August 8th, 2022. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Nay. One nay. Moving on to item A, under business. Item A is the motion to approve Adrian Norman to act as the identified official with authority, IOWA, for the 695-01, to authorize, review, and rectify users for the Education Identity Access Management System. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mark,
Support.
supported by Shelley. Comments or questions? Normally, they just, it's the superintendent of schools or the head of the organization that is entitled or put into this position, so. Okay, any other comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B. We'll have discussion first. Alex?
Sure, so I'll have a handout that says FY '23 budget summary by fund. So guys. I'll just go through it here quickly.
I
First of all,
do not have that, I have FY 22.
Michael kind of split up.
everybody else good?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we'll do that. I call.
Just don't know why I didn't have a 22. Do I?
I don't have it. Thank you.
Okay,
You don't have a 22, Shelley? She doesn't have a 22.
I can share mine. Oh, wait, here we go. Yes, back to my other paper. Sorry, but
no, that's okay, there's a lot going on here, so.
there are lots of papers still.
Okay, so let's start with 23, fiscal year 23. We spend most time talking about the general fund, Fund 1, showing a deficit of 364,000 in the top line right here in bold. This is after accounting for an enrollment of 655, and made some adjustments with 2% salary increase, the 9% increase in the health insurance, and lots of other things, but those are some of the highlights of what went into this. Obviously, there are some reductions that were factored in here, and this is where it landed, so we didn't move it as much as we would have liked, but we have a plan to get together next year and continue to look at cost reductions and whittle away at this in the meantime while using our ESSER funds to maintain our fund balance, our unassigned fund balance, which right now is about 2.1 million. So we think over the next 2 to 3 years, we can balance this out, utilize those funds, which we have to use anyways, and get by. Hopefully the pandemic is behind us and enrollment's stable and everything looks better. I'll just go through the rest of them real quick here. The Fund 2, the food service, is well balanced. Transportation, we had more of a surplus last year, but additional leases on buses that we did this year, last November, December. And then we talked about adding another lease. Is that correct, Superintendent?
He's okay for now, but he's limping with one bus that may need attention in the near future.
We're getting a rotation going.
Correct.
So there's some added cost there. Community ed is well balanced. Capital, when we talk about the revised, we overspend on capital this year, but next year I'm putting in here a fairly balanced budget on Fund 5 capital. Added a little bit extra there in expenses just for contingency because things have been happening. Construction, no activity. Debt redemption, that's all set and in the nature of itself, balances itself. The trust, scholarships, those revenues equal expenditures, same with extracurricular and Fund 18 activities. And the OPEB and OPEB debt service is all set based on district policy and the number of retirees on the health insurance.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of information in a short explanation. So if there's any questions?
I have one. just
Sure.
Because I can't remember. Long-term facility maintenance funds. Capital?
Capital, yep,
Capital.
sir.
So we're 337,000 in the hole.
You're looking at the 22? Yeah.
Yeah.
We spent a lot on capital this year.
Yeah. And here we're like 48. So
Well, yeah, this is our goal. This is our
that's a goal.
projection. This is more of a
Okay.
where we think we'll end up.
So one other question. Long-term facility maintenance funds come yearly?
Mhm.
And every year, we're entitled to what? Do you know how much?
Just over 300,000.
Just over 300. So,
It goes up and down depending on your enrollment and
yeah,
property wealth, but
so for argument's sake, in July, a week from now, we have new long-term facility maintenance monies?
correct. I mean, we don't get it all at once. We'll get it spread throughout the year, but
Okay, so if we have a project, like for instance, a pipe that needs to be replaced, that'd be out of those long-term maintenance funds.
could be, or you could use the operating capital money too. There's
Okay.
more flexibility with operating capital.
Okay,
Long-term facilities are replacing, they're just that, they're replacing existing facilities. You can't go out and build new with long-term facility money.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
We have received 2 quotes and we're hoping to get a 3rd quote. We reached out to a number of vendors. Right now they're varying considerable, but it's going to eat into that dollar amount if that's where we choose to use that money.
Okay. Okay,
Mr. Chair,
yes, sir.
what are you showing for depreciation
That's
roughly overall?
Well, that's I guess that's not factored directly into this, but
I realize that.
the auditors will do depreciation and it's fairly complex, but I can get you more detail on that. I don't have it prepared.
Okay. I think I just need a number.
Like a percentage?
You can give me a percentage.
Okay.
Like depreciation on the capital or on the construction, what are we talking about?
on your capital.
Capital.
Equipment,
Each
buildings and-
each of your buildings and your buses and what have you. Boilers, all take
So
a
overall depreciation.
overall depreciation. And I always call it an accounting trick.
Yeah.
Savings, basically.
It is.
So it's nice to know that number, although some, you can only depreciate for so long on some things.
Right.
I believe buildings are 30 years maybe.
So as far as operating, you can't depreciate your staff.
Right.
But when the audit's done, they'll get to a bottom line number, the number, what's the district worth?
Yep.
And that will include the depreciation.
Thank you.
Go ahead, are you done?
Unless there's other questions.
Okay. Great. Okay, so item B is a motion to approve the fiscal year 2023 budget as presented. Do we have a motion?
So
Motion by Mark. Is there a support?
Support.
Support by Jackie. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item C is a motion to approve the fiscal year 2022 revised budget as presented. Want to go over that,
Yes, sir.
Alex?
Yeah, so it looks very similar. It says fiscal year revised budget summary.
Yeah.
Same format, but I'll go through it again. So I'm revising what the board approved last year that Kristen had presented on.
Mhm.
So just so we're clear, this is the current year ending in a couple of days here.
Mhm.
The general fund, the deficit of 250, that's actually changed to the good. She had just over 350 at the time, so calculating a little bit more revenue than what she had put in. She was possibly being conservative with that. Also, there's some increase in expenses there, but it moved the right direction for us in that fund. Food service balanced as it should be, that's per the design with INAC. Transportation overspent, yeah, like I said, there was a surplus, but so I moved that in the negative direction, 73,000, because some additional transportation costs this year. Community ed is fairly similar. The capital was where some serious overspending occurred in the last year. That's some building stuff, vehicles, just things that added up, repairs, supplies. And that's why next in the fiscal year 23 budget, we're gonna try and hold back on some of that capital spending. We do have some reserves in capital, so that doesn't come out of the unassigned fund balance, so, but they only will take you so far, so we don't wanna be overspending by 350,000 every year. Construction. Yeah, Kristen had 280 something, and I'm showing expenditures of 194. And I believe that should be the end of that bonded money for the construction of it was the windows and whatever else was in that package. So that should be closed out after this year, I believe. Debt redemption, remains the same, the Fund 9 trust scholarships, extracurriculars and activities, all the same. As well as the OPEB and OPEB debt service. So biggest changes really is some revenue adjustments in the general fund, a little bit of savings in the general fund with in the business office and some other staff that left early or otherwise weren't replaced, and then just some heavy spending in the capital. So again, this is an estimate, so we'll go through an audit here starting in August. Go through a long process, and then by December, we'll know how much, if any, change theirs to our unassigned fund balance. And the board will approve that before December 31st.
Okay. So, we take money out of the OPEB fund for retiree health insurance.
Sure.
Do we know how much we're gonna have, we have to transfer this year out of that trust fund?
From what I could tell, that $150,000 was what has been done in the past, at least a couple of years, so I don't know if there was a board policy or just a decision by
No.
administration.
No, the one year we did 280.
Okay.
That's when we first found out we could take it out of there instead of attacking the general fund to spend for retiree health.
Yep.
So,
And seeing where everything, if we come in worse than we thought, or, you know, we can draw more on that. This is
Okay,
just
okay.
kind of our estimate for today.
just for retiree health,
Yeah.
nothing else.
We could cover the full cost of it.
Yeah.
We could draw that up, so.
Nice to know. Ms. Rice is probably very
Mr. Chair.
happy. Yes, sir.
So, Alex, I'm assuming, and I'll ask you the question I asked before, the $150,000 in revenues what the district puts into the trust, right?
Mhm.
So there's a pot of money sitting there for the expenditures.
The money is there.
It's there. So if the district chose at any time, they could put more money in
Sure.
Yeah.
To cover the retiree
to
health.
cover the retirees. So the fund balance isn't continually,
And I'd almost encourage that, actually, that's what it's for, and that's the only way to use it.
Mhm.
So that's something we can talk about as administration when we close the books, but I don't know why, but the board, the district was always reluctant to utilize that. I don't,
And wasn't it all because that they said that there has to be a certain amount there that has to be left there?
oh, okay,
We had a member who thought that you had to have a certain balance and you couldn't take out.
okay,
And so,
that could be,
and again, I don't know that, but I think, I don't know how many years ago it was, we started drawing out. And it's worked out very well. You know, we have the money. I can't remember if there was 6 million or something like that in the fund.
Yep.
So if you have it and you can use it, use it. 'Cause
I
it's-
remember there being something about it needing to be like a certain percentage funded
Almost, yeah, it was like,
before
right.
you would
Right.
be able to borrow
Right.
from it to use that
yeah.
That's-
gains or whatever.
that's the part I don't know, so I'll have to look
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, it's like you have to have
Well, I
a
don't know
reserve
what it
of so much in
Just
case,
remember.
you know, something were to happen, so, you know, you've gotta be able to have that money.
okay, so all your eligible retired,
Yes, or
Yeah.
like fully
Employees
funded,
I
yeah.
were-
Fully funded,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
all
like
retired at the same time.
It was like a percentage
Wow.
of funding or something.
Right, it was a
And I'm
percentage,
not,
that's what
I'm
we
not,
were always
I'm not
told.
the money guy, so, you know, but I,
Yeah.
that's what I remember happening there.
If
was a
that's
certain
probably
amount.
right on, I'll look into it and see if I can report back to the board on that.
That's just my record. Yeah, we found out that it had reached a balance where we could cover what we have to cover, and then we could take we could borrow the
Yeah,
access
I
to
know.
basically reinvest
We
it.
invest.
Okay.
Okay, anything else, Alex?
That's it.
Okay, very good, thank you. So we're looking for a motion to approve the fiscal year 2022 revised budget as presented.
So made.
Motion by Jackie. There's
Support.
Support by Cindy. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Item D is a motion to approve the property liability, auto, cyber, and workers' compensation insurance as presented from July 1st, 2022 to June 30th, 2023 from Valor Insurance Company. Alex.
Yeah, so I put copies, hope everyone has one, but this was an update just today or yesterday, but they, as Superintendent Norman said, they're increasing the property values slowly, slower than what happened in the actual market to keep our premiums stable. But, so this number on the top far right box here was 69,
Yeah, 69,990.
so then this new version shows 79. So
Should be 69?
it-
No, it's
there's
updated.
an updated one.
Oh,
This is the updated,
Yeah.
down, the way up.
Yep, and so overall, the premium increase is doable, considering that's on the second page in this darker bar. Considering some of the property and insurance renewals I've been hearing about, this is very doable for us, so. You say
The
something?
cyber piece that we discussed, and then we discussed a larger deductible in order to lower overall premium as well.
Yep.
it's not too bad we added that, and, 14,000 is not that bad for the increase,
Right,
for protection. Okay.
well worth it. Okay.
Okay. So, we're looking for a motion to approve the property liability, auto and cyber and workers' compensation insurance to Valor Insurance. Do we have a motion?
Right.
Motion by Shelley. Is there a support?
Support. Right,
Oh, okay.
which is the insurance.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item E is a motion to award the bid to INAC Incorporated for the food service management contract for the 2022-23 school year as presented.
Yeah, so I apologize, I miscommunicated with Lisa and she didn't get this, but this is a one page from the big bid package.
Okay,
Very reasonable bid from INAC, the only bid we received, so.
well, I don't think there's anybody up here else who does this stuff.
No. And INAC does a really good job of making sure your food service fund is balanced, so total package here, $328, raising meal prices in the next item. And it should stay well balanced, and this is my recommendation, that it's a reasonable bid.
Yeah, excellent, okay. So we're looking for a motion to award the bid to INAC for food service management.
Right.
Motion is by Jackie, there's support.
Support.
Support by Danielle. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item F, a motion to approve food service meal prices for the 2022-2023 school year as presented.
I'll shut up after this. Looks like this, it's a 10-cent increase across the board, this was recommended by Tommy from INAC
Yeah.
to keep up with
And
inflation.
that'll balance it off.
And there's been some questions, but we are charging for lunches again starting next 2 weeks, so we'll see how that goes.
And the theme, remember, remains from people who can't pay their bills. Unfortunate, and we have to carry it, and it's, we can't starve kids. You know,
And Dave keeps getting Jessica, so.
oh, we'll take care of that. Okay. Anything else, Alex? Okay. Motion to approve the food service meal prices for the 2022-23 school year. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion is by Danielle, there's support.
Support.
Support by Cindy. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Unfortunately, everything is going up.
Absolutely. Okay. Item G, a motion to approve payment to Mosile Corporation in the amount of $2,809 for Apple/iOS management for a 1-year subscription length. Is there an explanation?
Says they're saving money, right?
And Joe just said once we sign it, the year will start, so he said if we sign it tonight, it'll start on July 1. So it just said in the contract exactly 1-year subscription, because he's switching, this is a new one.
So moved. Mark made the motion,
I'll support.
Jackie.
So, we want it to start right now, or do we want it to wait a while? Wait, to start it?
Well,
It's gonna start in
it's gonna start on the
On Friday.
first. Yes,
Oh,
We had to get.
We had to get this
we had
in
to
now.
approve this, so
Oh.
he did, it's a brand
so
new
there wouldn't
policy.
be a gap in
okay, got it,
service,
gotcha, okay.
because he switched providers.
Okay, I understand,
Oh,
yeah, I misunderstood, I thought you wanted, like,
After the first.
Oh, no.
yeah, should we wait? Okay, got it.
wait, let everything fall apart.
Yeah, no,
That's
no,
right.
okay, I got it.
I get it, okay. All right, thank you. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the payment to Mosile Corporation for Apple iOS management. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Item H. First reading of policy number 101, legal status of the school district. So we don't need a motion on this, it's the first reading. Okay? Also for item I, first reading of policy number 102, equal education opportunity. Again, it's the first reading. So if there's any questions about it or things like that, just let the policy committee know. And last but not least, item J, first reading of policy number 103, complaints, students, employees, parents, and other persons. Again, first reading, no motion necessary. Okay. That ends our action portion of our agenda.
Mr. Chair, on those, can we make comment now, or do we
On
wait till
the
the
policies? On
Yeah.
policies?
Yeah.
Yeah. you
That
can
makes sense, of the policy committee
Yeah.
have one.
Yeah.
Have your notes.
Yeah, if you have something that you wanna add, I guess, for that, or put into it, policy committee is the venue.
So really, you could make your notes and then, you know, give them to us, and then we would have to get
Mhm.
together and figure them out.
I just got no questions, so I'll talk to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
This is the
Mhm.
policy.
us three.
Danielle and Cindy and I.
Because these are, and what maybe everybody needs to understand too is, these are the policies that we're pulling off the MSBA
Yes.
because we want them to build our policies because they have people that do it. And if we can just get them out and, you know, and this is, so the beginning, it's starting, she's starting here with 101, as you can see, and we're gonna go all the way through. And, but definitely make job notes and then we can talk and we can pull up from the MSBA and see what, you know, but yeah.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
very good, thank you. Okay, moving on to discussion. Director Casey has something he would like to ask.
Yeah, being that our last meeting in July was the same date the CCF has their major fundraising outing, and golf outing. I'm wondering if it's possible if we could move the meeting to the following day.
So Hibbing only does one meeting in July, because of that very thing. We do probably have to have an additional meeting, and Ingenza is gonna want to inform you about the survey results. And that ends on July 18th, so then they would work with you on an additional date. So you're gonna end up with two meetings even if you wanted to eliminate it to one,
Yeah.
due to that survey results. So
So there we go, we could just,
Maybe have a
Yeah.
regular meeting and then a working session with the Ingenza.
correct.
Okay, yeah, we can do that, I think that's a good idea.
I just think it'd be good
publicly
for
cancel,
someone to
that'll
be
be
there
then you have to.
and tout our
So
referendum and.
do a motion to cancel the second meeting.
Because the schedule is already published.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So I'll entertain a motion to cancel the July 13th,
No.
No,
July
31st,
They're the last one.
last
the
one.
last one.
Will be July 25th is our last meeting.
It's,
Of the
Wait a
month.
minute.
wait,
I'm
that's
in
not,
July.
yeah, that's not
That's not a
in the-
meeting date.
It's the second and fourth Mondays. The
So-
11th and the
so-
25th are our meeting dates.
So the second Monday is what's the date?
The 11th.
So it's July 11th meeting.
No, it'd be the 25th, that's when the outing is.
Yeah,
The 25th.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
So the 11th and the 25th are our meetings, so.
and it's the second one that we want to cancel.
Yeah.
So
And the
second.
25th is when that outing is, or is it on the third?
No, it's on Monday, the
it's on the
25th,
yeah.
the last Monday in July.
Okay.
So look for a motion to cancel the Monday, July 25th board meeting. Moved by Mark, supported by Cindy. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
So then there'll be, you'll let us know.
Yes, I just had that meeting prior to this meeting and they had mentioned that they're gonna need some time towards the end of July. But I think it closes on the 18th or maybe it closes on the 11th and they tally results until the 18th or something like that, and then they want a meeting after that.
And
So-
just for note, out from the 18th until the 29th, I am gone. I will be, I think,
Yay.
so anyway, just so.
And I'm also gone. Well, not gone, but I'm not leaving the cabin in Side Lake. I'm sorry. From
Are you
the
gonna
week
come
of the
in for all
18th.
this excitement?
No, the week of the 18th, but I'm,
I imagine for the Ingenza thing, I imagine
For
put a
any of
doodle
them.
poll or something.
Yes. They want to. So what we did today was we had around a 2-hour meeting and we took the 3 public meetings we had in the slideshows and we mocked that we were having that same meeting as a recording.
Nice.
And Joe got sent the new link to the new website that'll be attached to ours. They went with a different vendor, and so it's gonna look different. If he gets it done tonight or tomorrow at the latest, and then the surveys are live and the 2-hour web version of the meeting will be on there as well.
Okay.
So, moving on, any information from members?
I will not be here for the July 11th meeting. It's Francis's last soccer game. We're traveling in Proctor. If it was a home game, I'd be here, but
Did we make any other decisions about what we're gonna do for the parade or? We're running out of time. We're gonna make one. Did we ask Ingenza about what we could do or?
I don't know if we can, if we're not gonna have, we don't even know if we can move forward by then.
Yeah,
So we're gonna have to just wait.
wait and see. Okay,
Yeah, that works. So,
Well, I think the band plays, right? So if all else fails, you could walk, you know, people
Jump in
could
the band.
go to that and
can jump on my throat.
stuff, yeah.
I mean, we'll be
It's a
handing
chip,
stuff out,
yeah.
we can hand stuff out, I mean, it's a
Yeah,
all class reading. Whoa, sorry.
yeah.
we'll have an idea from the surveys of what we're gonna do.
What's going on? Yeah.
Okay. I just have one other thing, I mentioned last meeting that the service co-op hired Aubrey Hoover as a mental health coordinator. And she has started, she has a very skinny budget. However, they're getting their feet wet into the mental health aspect for schools. And I should have more information at the next board meeting. We have a co-op meeting tomorrow. So I will be finding out about that, and there may be a possibility we could get Ms. Hoover to come and visit us. And we'll see, I'll ask. And we'll go from there, but that's a positive effect from the service co-op getting involved with the mental health thing, and I really, it's needed, let's put it to you that way.
She's great to work with. We brought her in with a group from St. Louis County to present to our students this past year on healthy relationships and some other issues. So looking forward to it.
Okay. Hearing no other business, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Cindy by Shelley. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries, it is 5:46.